Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to teach you how to do coordinate graph drawing. So in other words, making a picture using ordered pairs and a coordinate plane. So what you need for this activity is you need a piece of blank grid paper. Now you can use the paper that I'm going to provide you with, which looks just like this, or you can actually use just a regular piece of grid paper from our bins if you wanted to do a more, a bigger, more complicated drawing. But this grid is actually 18 by 18, so you can get a pretty big picture using this grid. But again, if you wanted to challenge yourself and do something a little bit more complicated, you can always use a regular piece of grid paper. And then you also need a recording sheet, and I'll show you exactly what you're going to do with that. And then I prefer to use a ruler and of course a pencil. So those are the materials that you need for this. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do a really simple drawing just as an example for you, but you guys can do anything you want, get as creative as you want, make it as complicated as you want. So I'm actually just going to make a heart. Now you don't have to title your drawing before you start. You can wait until you finish your drawing and then come up with a title for it. But I kind of want to get an idea of what the drawing will look like, or what it's supposed to turn out as when you're finished. All right, so what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get started by drawing a small heart. I'm only going to use a very small portion of the grid, but you can use the entire grid. You can use as much as you want. So I am going to start with my first point right here, okay? And then on my recording sheet, I'm going to have this next to me the whole time. I'm going to actually name this point 1, and I'm going to put point 1 right here. And then the coordinates for this point is 9, 5. So I'm going to record the ordered pairs there so that the person who ends up making this drawing, so what you're going to do is hand this sheet in, and then I'll be able to copy it and give it to someone else, and they'll be kind of drawing a mystery drawing. They won't exactly know what it is, but they'll start with point 1, which is at 9, 5. Okay, and if you wanted to put the coordinate pairs or the ordered pairs right on there, you can do that as well. So you can keep track of the dots or the points that you've already placed. All right, so my second point is going to be right here. So that's point 2, and that is 8, 6. All right, and this is where the ruler comes in, because every time you plot a new point, you want to connect the two, okay? Now, if you're numbering your points and you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you could always go back and connect all the points at the end as long as you go in order. But I like to just connect them as I go so that I can keep track of what my drawing looks like and I can make adjustments if I need to. All right, so my third point is going to be right here. Like I told you, this is a pretty simple drawing. I'm not doing anything too complicated. So point 3 is 7, 6. All right, point 4 I'm going to put out here, and then I'm going to use a ruler to connect them. Now, of course, you don't have to use a ruler. I do, because I like to make things neat, but you don't have to, and especially when you're doing a bigger drawing, a ruler will come in handy for sure. All right, so let's put 4 on here. 5, 5 are the coordinate points for point number 4. All right, so now I'm going to go down 1, connect them, and point 5 is 5, 4. Okay, and hopefully you can kind of see the process that I'm going through now. I'm going to make the bottom of my heart here number 9, or I'm sorry, not number 9. It's on the x-axis at 9, but it's point number 6. And so 6 is going to be 9 is my x-axis, and 0 is my y-axis. So that is point 6, and then I'm going to connect here to make half of my heart. All right, so I am going to finish up this heart, and I'm going to finish up the coordinates, and then I'll meet you back here in a second. All right, guys, so at this point I have plotted the rest of my drawing, and now I'm just going to connect those dots, and I'm going to show you doing it without a ruler. here just to save time. So I'm connecting 8 to 9, 9 to 10, and then now I don't want to put 11 at the same point as 1, but I do want to end up connecting 10 to 1. So here on my recording sheet, you see that I've left off at 10. So I'm going to take the next space, I'm going to block it off, and I'm just going to write connect 10 to 1. So that tells the person who's creating this drawing now to then go ahead and connect point 10 to point 1, and then you end up with, as you can see, a heart. Now let's say you have a drawing where you want them to create one thing but then start a new smaller piece, or maybe you just don't want the next part of the drawing to actually connect to the last one. So I'm going to do a little bit of an example to show you exactly how to do that. It's really simple. So all you would have to do is make a note on your recording sheet to now, actually, you know what? I would call it, just write start new. Or you can write don't connect. Okay, so start new will give them the message that you now are going to start a new dot, but you're not going to connect it to the last one. So for example, I will still call this 11, which would be the next dot, but I want 11 to be here, and I'm going to start, let's just say a square up there. So this is going to be point 11, and it is 12 and 12. Now normally, if you didn't make this note to start new, I would be taking the last dot that I had, or the last point I had, and connecting it to 11. I don't want that to happen. I want this to be its own brand new drawing, so that is why this start new, don't connect, is an important note to give the person who is creating this new drawing. All right, so I'm just, like I said, I'm going to do something really simple. I'm going to make a little square. So connect 11 to 12, and 12 is 11, 12. Then 13 will be down here. And 13 is 11, 11. Sorry, it's a little cut off there. There we go. 11, 11. And then 14, connecting that there, is going to be 12, 11. All right, so now again, we're in a situation where I'm not going to make a whole new dot here because we already have a dot. So I'm just going to make a note here that says connect. Sorry, again, you can't see what I'm doing. I keep forgetting to check the camera. Okay, so I want 14 to connect to 11, so I'm just going to write a little note here, connect to 11, so that tells the person who has this these instructions to go ahead and connect 14 to 11. All right, so not only is this recording sheet for your ordered pairs, but also you can write notes to the person who ends up with your recording sheet to create a new drawing. All right, so that's basically what's going to happen is after you've created, this is almost like the answer key, you're going to create a drawing, you're going to record all the ordered pairs on this paper, and then this paper you will be able to give to someone else so that they create their own new drawing. But it's kind of a mystery. They won't know what they're drawing until it's finished. All right, so that's the basic gist of how to do coordinate graph drawing. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Good luck. Okay, there was one thing I forgot to tell you. The reason that there are 3 columns here is just in case you have a really complicated drawing and you have a lot of points to plot. This is really just a continuation. So if I had another point, I would just start 15 here, and then it would just go like that. So that's the only reason there's 3 columns. It doesn't mean that there has to be 3 different drawings. It just is so that you have enough room to put all of your recorded points on this one paper. All right, so have fun.